Boys, it's basketball season. Celtics training camp has started. They had media day this week. We've got some clips for you. We've got some quotes for you. Let's kick it off right off the bat with Old Man Horford talking about Tatum and Brown getting disrespected at the Olympics. He said, quote, "I personally was not happy about it. Those guys, they're very special to me and motivated me and all of us for this upcoming season." This whole Olympic thing was really played up there on media day. We got a Tatum clip talking about it a little bit as well.
You want the motivation one or do you want the Olympics one? Olympics?
From your experience at the Olympics this summer.
That's a broad question. You want to be more specific?
Is it something you're going to draw motivation from, I guess?
Want to address the, I didn't play in 2 of those games? That's what you mean?
That's part of it, yeah.
Motivation. I guess you could say that, and if you want to simplify it. In real time, it was tough. But it's, and Joe, I talk to Joe a lot. Joe was probably the happiest person in the world that I didn't win Finals MVP and that I didn't play.
Your boy Joe, Bobby.
Fucking love
Your
it.
boy Joe. Psycho
I bet
Joe.
he was the happiest when he was sitting on the bench in those games.
I mean, you have to. There's got to be some type of conspiracy theory that Missoula was in the ear of Kerr saying, "Bench this kid for we got to get these minutes down."
If only Steve Kerr would ever listen to a word Joe Mazzulla said.
Yeah.
Can I just tell you how much I don't care about the Olympic thing with either of these guys?
I know you guys don't. I know you don't care, but he obviously after that he cares that he got snubbed, and he said real time.
No, he doesn't.
Jason Tatum is a delicate flower. Of course, yes, he does care about these sorts of things.
He cares about that. This is the generation that's coming up now.
But what does that mean for the? What does that mean for this year? So what? Now he's going to average more points and rebounds and assists because he was sad that he got benched.
Because he had LeBron and Steph Curry and Anthony Davis and all these other guys who he knows is better, that he's better than them right now in his career. Right now, I'm not saying like overall. Right now, he's better than these guys, and he was benched for them, and because he's not as good as them in Steve Kerr's mind.
Tatum's mental state is a constant topic of conversation for us, and right there you could delve into it about how he's feeling about his basketball career.
Yeah, if you ask me, I bet he moved on. I bet he isn't. I bet he, like you said, in the moment it was tough, and then once it was over, he got his gold medal, he got his pictures, he got his smiles, he got his shoe deal, he's got a $310 million contract, he's got a ring ceremony coming up. I bet Tatum's doing just fine. Okay,
I don't think Golden State. I whatever the spread is, I would fucking take the Celtics by $1 billion because
I hope not. I don't think Tatum is that player.
He's going to shove it down Kerr's throat.
I hope not, because I don't think Jason Tatum's that player. I don't think Jason Tatum's the type of guy to go, I gotta show the world how good I am right now. He'll go 9 for 42 with 27 points and any fish they'll lose. So I hope not. I hope he is as level-headed as he always has been, and we'll get back to this on why that's a good thing for the Celtics. The guy that I think does take every slight and puts it right in the middle of the chip on his shoulder is Jaylen Brown, and to get benched in the Olympics is embarrassing, and that sucks. To just like not even be asked to show up after winning the NBA Finals MVP, and as a guy that's just constantly been underappreciated, and I think Jaylen Brown is the guy to watch out for in this season. But we can get back to a little bit. My biggest question for this team, through the regular season at least, is how are they going to manage the front court? Porzingis is out to at least Christmas. Al Horford is old as hell, and they have nobody of decent talent to fill those spots on a regular basis. You have corny Luke Cornett and Neemias Kuta, or whatever his name is.
You got Tillman still.
I like Tillman, but he's an undersized big that can't do anything nearly close to what Horford and Porzingis can do. So they're going to have to play a lot of small ball. Jason Tatum's going to have to play down the block a lot defensively. And I just wonder, through a regular season, how that affects them and how that wears on them physically, and how they get through it and how they manage it.
Basketball doesn't start until after Christmas anyway, so that means you only really have a month without Kristaps Porzingis. So I think it won't be that big of a deal.
Yeah, early season basketball's whatever.
Okay, stellar, astute commentary from you guys right there. Kendrick Perkins says no one's afraid of the Celtics. Why? Goes right back to Tatum, in my opinion. They just don't think that he. I think the league agrees with me, Ray, that they don't expect Jason Tatum to go into Golden State and drop 50 on Steve Kerr. And because of that, they're not afraid of the team. I think it's wrong. They should be. They're the most talented team in the league by far, in my opinion. And also that whole Perk clip, if you listen to it, he knows what he's doing. He's in the media for a reason. That little sound clip, no one's afraid of the Celtics, was backed up by commentary of all the teams in the East making all of these moves to compete with the Celtics. So he contradicted himself, and he talked about Jason Tatum and Brown being hungry and going for the champion. So the entire segment was him contradicting that one sound clip of no one's afraid of the Celtics. And then, all of Green Nation got butthurt over it. But do you believe it's true? Do you think the rest of the league looks at the Celtics as not terribly intimidating or something that they're not afraid of?
No, and also Kendrick Perkins has been kicked out of the Green Teamers because of all his bullshit comments that he makes on ESPN. He probably will get fired because Zach Lowe just got laid off by ESPN, so Kendrick Perkins is probably next. But anywho's, that's why he has all this bad will towards the Celtics, because he's not brought back anytime soon. But I think the whole league is scared of the Celtics, like you said, because they are bolstering their lineups to get better than the Celtics and try to stop the Jays, which they won't be able to do this year because they're going back to back.
Stop calling them the Jays. Also,
nope, I will do that because I know it pisses you off.
The reason Perk will not get fired is because of this type. He knows how to rustle the feathers and get the clicks and get.
Stop playing with your goddamn microphone, Jesus Christ,
Bobby.
Yeah, I don't think that the league is scared of them, mostly because they don't have that dominant personality that is like a traditional NBA intimidator. Tatum's not that, and everybody just hates Jaylen Brown. So I think they just throw a lot of shade towards him. I don't think that they have that sort of a persona that you would get from other classic NBA dynasties.
Can I tell you the best thing I heard about the Celtics this offseason? I forget who said it. Jason Tatum is the Tim Duncan of the Boston Celtics.
That's a good analogy.
Mild-mannered, all-around performer, quietly efficient and effective, without a ton of flash. Now, obviously, Tatum is a different position, naturally from a wing position, in the way that he handles the ball as much. He's going to have more flash and more of those. But certainly through the playoffs, Jaylen Brown was the headline guy. He got all the awards, right? Obviously, that's the case. If that's the case, if Tatum can wrap his head around that and not have to be Kobe, this team will be good for a very, very long time.
That's a good analogy because, Tim Duncan just carried them through the game. In the Spurs dynasty, it was always Manu Ginobili or Tony Parker at the end that salted it away. Yeah,
because they had the skill set to do it. And you got a Jaylen Brown or Derek White next to these guys that could be that type of person. What I'd really like to see from Tatum individually, and I've been calling for this for years, Raymond, is can he pull something out of Kobe, LeBron, Jordan's, KD's bag? Can he start playing inside the arc? Can he put his back to the basket and run an offense from the block? Once he does that, that's next level. That's top 5. That's, greatest player of all time discussion type of thing offensively. If he can start doing that, he will be terrific. But the more he goes 35 feet from the basket and tries to dribble through 5 guys, the less efficient and good in Tim Duncan he'll ever be. But he talked about that in third person, if you'd like to hear it. Ray, do you have that?
The best he hasn't seen yet? That one?
I just always feel like overall I can still get better. I'm not at – you haven't seen like the best version of Jason Tatum.
Oh, y'all heard that?
And you should, right? I'm only 26. I should continue to keep getting better.
Just real quick to sum this up, are you are you concerned with the fact that he's using third person at this point in time?
No, because all the greats do that.
That wasn't full third person. That wasn't full on third. That was no. So that was still in the first.
You haven't seen the best of Jason. So full third would be Jason Tatum ain't seen the best of Jason Tatum.
Bingo.
That's when
a
you get
James,
scared.
Jason Tatum's telling you ain't seen the best Jason Tatum.
that's James Harden level, third person. Fair
Yep.
enough. All right. Look, Jaylen Brown had a lot to say. We're going to skip that because we're late. Their media day is full of clips. But just for fun, Ray, could you play Bobby the Missoula clip?
See you talking with Patriots head coach Gerard Mayo. What was the conversation? Did you give any advice on what it takes to win a championship?
No, I mean, he's won. He's been a part of some great ones. It was really more about the connections, and so really intrigued by the way they plan their practices, kind of the organizational approach towards a practice plan, how they go into kind of breaking down 3 phases of the game. You know, we have 3 phases: offense, defense, special situations, and then how they really structure their staff based on who's communicating what and how they do it. So he was gracious enough to kind of spend some time with me in there. Really grateful for that, and I think, you know, he's obviously going to do a great job just because of his, you know, humility and his like relationship management, top to bottom. Something that I picked up from him in that time.
Bobby.
Just wanted to hear about how he structures practice, and it's about relationship management and how he structures his organization. Does he write a memo, and what line does he put on it? Does he CC his manager when he sends it off?
Bobby hates Joe Mazzulla. I love it.
I hate him so much.
He's such a twerp.
How does it make you feel that within that shot there is a head coach from the Celtics that is the world champion next to the Patriots head coach who has no business even being near a championship?
Highly unfortunate.
What a juxtaposition that is. Like
Yeah, it is.
That's generally Bill Belichick talking to whoever the new young kid in town with the whistle, talking about all of his rings, and now Missoula's over there like,
He was just so gracious to talk about all 3 situations, because we have 3 situations too. It's special situations.
It's like, hey, Gerard, why don't you just give it to your best players and get the fuck out of the way? You're like, well, my best player is my punter, so we got dope vibes, though. Dope vibes down here in Foxborough. Okay, there you go. There's Celtics Media Day. It's basketball season. More to come on them, of course. But we'll be right back with our newest segment called The Best of the Internets this week.